Yo, yo, yo. Let me share this to my other page and we'll get started. We'll get started. Get started.
Everybody wanna cook me.
Welcome to the Deprogram Show. For the sake of the music,
It feels like
I
I'm
do not
trapped
own
in
rights
a
to it.
grave, living in the home of the brave. Feel like I'm locked in a cage, treat me like a modern day slave. They steady trying to bring me down, 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 down. Steady trying to bring me down, 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 down. Steady trying to bring me down.
Never knew there had become sense. What's the best way to make a bad decision? Buying J's at the Foot Locker, spending money on apple pop piss in. I lied now, dope pusher, arcing in with some weed heads. Daddy in the kitchen cooking crack. Mama cool, cause we need the bread. Government steady pacifying, fake priest steady testifying. The homeboy drop a dime on you when the judge come and they talking time. All we ever do is talk race, but we never seem to blame us. But every night when the news on, all they ever do is blame us. All they ever do is shame us. So when the hell we gonna wake up? Talking about we support our own, but we the ones that hate us. We out of body, out of mind, nothing short of a brain donor. By ourselves, they divide and conquer the mentality of a slave
in
owner.
the grave, living in the home of the brave. Feel like I'm locked in a cage, treat me like a modern day slave. They steady trying to bring me down, 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 down. Steady trying to bring me down, 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 down. Steady trying to bring me
Giving you the truth of that sudden draw. They silent plotting, trying to kill us all. Got to stop the vibes while we feel the more. Can't stand the rain, stand through the fall. Traded whips, chains, for some whips, chains. Tick it off the body, put it on the brain. Whips so white that that heart came from the plantation to the prison, man. School to prison, that pipeline. No thanks for giving that lifeline. We finally got our right mind. Didn't think we see it this lifetime. It's been set up from that get-go. From Willis at Jim Crow. Turn Uncle Tom to a Sambo. I refuse to be another scapegoat.
They keep beating me, but my freedom's a must. I gotta run, cause there's no.
Hey, man, let me ask y'all this for those who are tuning in. Do you know anybody who's tried to make it in the rap game and was on the verge of getting signed and were arrested? That's the first question. Do you know anybody who was in the rap, who was on the verge of getting signed in the rap game, on the verge of getting signed, the label was looking at them, and they were arrested? That's the first thing I'm going to deal with. Because it's a tie from the record label to the police that we don't really tie into. And that's also one of the reasons why, I don't know if y'all missed this, but they're using lyrics in court cases. They're using lyrics in court cases, and a lot of people, I know quite a few myself, I won't say their name for the sake of not badgering them or putting them out on the spot, but I know quite a few people who was on the verge of getting a record deal from a major label, and they were arrested. I do not find that to be a coincidence. I don't. I don't find it to be a coincidence at all. And I'm going to say this. The record labels and the police department and the privately owned prisons or the prison system are connected. Yep. They are connected. So it's no wonder why a lot of guys who bubble in the rap game are on the verge of getting signed, get a deal. I mean, a deal, but it's a deal in jail. I'm going to say something. And I wish he wouldn't took it down because I was going to actually play it. Earlier this week, I was listening to CyHi the Prince, or now just CyHi, on his Instagram. He went live on Instagram. CyHi, for those who don't know, were or used to be, I don't know if he still is, affiliated or was a writer for Good Music, which is Kanye West's label. And he also helped co-write Sicko Mode for Travis Scott. So, with that being said, CyHi made a statement and he said the record labels want you, especially the street artists, to get hot in the streets. And he made a very interesting analogy. He said to get hot in the streets, you have to really be real, have to be damn near dead or on the verge of being killed by the enemies that you made from being real, being hot in the streets. And pretty much be on the radar of the police. Now, let me go over that again. You have to be damn near dead because of the enemies. Be real. Be on the radar of the police. I find this very interesting. No one wants to talk about how a lot of times once an artist leave a major label, shortly after they are arrested. And most of the time it's by the feds. Let me say that again. Most up and coming artists, a lot of them leave these labels, major labels, and shortly after, within a 6 months time, they are arrested by the feds. I do not find that to be a coincidence. Please share this because I'm finna drop a whole lot of gems. Again, Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. And I'm gonna see if I can find the clip. Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony stated that now he was in the music industry, so you just can't say that I'm just talking out the side of my neck, because this was a guy in the music industry, excuse me, who stated that the music industry made deals with privately owned prisons. This is what Crazy Bone said. Crazy Bone said this himself. Now, for the sake of it, I'm going to see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play the clip. I don't own rights to it, But for the viewers, I'm gonna play the clip. This is Crazy Bone talking about the deal between the privately owned prisons and the record labels, because we gotta go deep.
The secret.
Hold on, y'all, because it's finna get deep. I'm finna play Crazy Bone talking about the privately owned prison, because we need to hear this.
All right, don't drink that shit. Whatever you do, at the end of the night,
Don't disrespect the mama.
They playing with it. I'm finna go back. Here we go.
The secret meeting that changed rap music and destroyed a generation.
Damn.
So it says, hello.
Hold up. He said the secret meeting that destroyed rap music, that created rap music and destroyed his generation.
After more than 20 the secret meeting that changed rap music and destroyed a generation.
Y'all hear this?
So it says, hello. After more than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed in 1991, which I believe was one of the biggest turning points in popular music.
It's 1991. We're in 2022. Y'all check this out.
And ultimately, American society. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making my story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out the names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they weren't ready for.
Damn.
Hold on, let me
So we gonna tell a story.
We gonna tell the story. We ain't scared.
You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do?
They
Share
after
this.
us. No,
Share this, 'cause a
Black
lot of
man.
people need to hear
So
this.
look, so he says,
and one of the reasons why I'm playing this is because the record labels ties to the prisons are even getting artists locked up who've not even signed to the labels. It's a 2-for-1, y'all. Y'all check this out.
between the late 80s and early 90s, I was what you may call a decision maker with one of the more established companies in the music industry. I came to Europe in the early 80s and quickly established myself in the business. The industry was different back then, since technology and media weren't accessible to people like that, like they are today. The industry had more control over the public and had the means to influence them any way it wanted.
Right.
This may explain why in early 1991, I was invited to attend a closed-door meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction. Rap music's new direction.
Yeah.
Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Crazy.
So this was the meeting. The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were being there.
Right.
Most of them familiar faces. Speaking of those I knew, we joked about the theme of the meeting, as many of us did not care for rap and failed to see the purpose of being invited to a private meeting to discuss the future of hip hop.
Talk to him.
Before I go along any further, somebody tag anybody's name in these comments who's been, or put their name in the comments, who've been arrested by the police who is on the verge of getting a deal, because I'm breaking down something that those people or their families need to hear, because a lot of people don't know that Universal, Interscope, Priority, all these people are tied together with the prison system. And not only are they locking up the artist who's on the verge, but they're pushing the narrative to get the public locked up as well. So just because you don't get a deal with the label, they don't mean they ain't got a deal waiting on you with the prison system. Y'all hear this out.
The attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they didn't seem to be from our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign the confidentiality agreement, preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. Needless to say, this intrigued, in some cases, disturbed many of us. The agreement was only a page long, but very clear on matters and consequences, which stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately.
They would lose
We
their
asked several
job
people
if
what
they
this meeting was
violated.
about and the reason for such secrecy, but could not find anyone who had the answers for us. A few people refused to sign and walked out. Nobody stopped them. I was tempted to follow, but curiosity got the best of me.
That's right.
A man who was part of the unfamiliar group collected all the agreements from us. So now it's going to get to the good part because the meeting about to start.
Talk to him, Jake.
It says, quickly after the meeting began, hold on one second.
Get your popcorn, y'all.
Popcorn, get your pistol. No, sweat.
For real though.
Quickly after this meeting began, one of the industry colleagues, who shall remain nameless like everybody else, thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who only introduced himself by first name and gave no other details about his personal background. I think he was the owner of the residence, but that was never confirmed. He briefly praised all of us for the success we had achieved in our industries and congratulated us for being selected as part of this small group of decision makers. At this point, I began to feel slightly uncomfortable and the strangeness of this gathering. The subject quickly changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement.
Damn.
He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments.
He said the people who investing in the record labels are also the investors or in the privately owned prisons.
Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe and confusion. At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who received funding from the government based on the number of inmates.
Mm-hmm.
The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons.
Mm-hmm.
It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. Most of us were taken back by this. Again, a couple of people asked what this had to do with us. At this point, my industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that
he said they were told to make music which promoted criminal behavior and rap being the choice of music. Think about how many rappers who end up going to the feds, living this lifestyle for the sake of getting a deal or for the sake of gaining some money, getting some money. Think about what I just said. Think about how many rappers who you know or who you know of who've gotten locked up for living a lifestyle for the sake of getting a record deal, because they tell you, you gotta be hot in them streets. You gotta have the streets. Keep listening. Crazy Bone breaking it down.
would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies. And as employees, we'd also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My days was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic.
Right.
Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun, and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd, and all four of us was escorted outside. My industry colleague who opened up the meeting earlier hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking out about this publicly, or even those who attended the meeting.
Damn.
I asked him, why was he involved with something so corrupt? And he replied, "It's bigger than the music business and nothing we can do. And no, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we want to challenge without risking consequences." We all protested as we walked back into the house. I remember word for word the last thing he said: "It's out of my hands now. Just remember, you signed an agreement." He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our car and actually waited until we drove off the property.
Damn.
So this meeting, bro.
Now that's a lot for a meeting right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, and this person later on, he said, you know, this person actually ended up leaving the music industry after this happened. With a few years after this, he ended up leaving the music industry.
Okay.
And he said he just, like, you know, over the years he just felt guilty, because he said as he sat back and he watched these plans come to a reality
Over 2 decades.
he sat back and was like, wow, they really pulled it off.
Yeah.
They really pulled this off. He was like, they were told not to sign any more political rappers, any more rappers that had messages in their
No
music.
positivity.
It was all to be gangster rap music that they promoted and put out.
So if you wonder where
And this-
Brett,
So at this time, he said they was told, don't sign nobody with a message, don't sign no political rappers, but sign only rappers who promoted criminal or gangster activity.
Nubians
before
went,
us.
if you wonder where Brand Nubians went, where Poor Righteous Teachers went, where Public Enemy went, where KRS-One went, and all sorts of groups like that was talking,
Yeah.
even Queen Latifah and Moni Love and those, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
It's a back door.
Yeah, anything that was harmless, fun rap, you know, anything that had a message in it had to go.
Yeah, that's
You know
why
what I'm
if you
saying?
even notice though, now
And we talk about that all the time.
even be brief with it, you know what I'm saying? Those charms that came out like maybe in 1988, 89, the African
Mhm.
charms, those they lasted for about 2 years and they disappeared real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely,
Quickly.
definitely. Now, after reading all this, you know, it actually made me feel a few different ways.
Now
The
listen
first
to what
emotion I
Crazy
felt was
Bones
shocked.
gotta say.
Because I was definitely taken back by this, just knowing the level of evil that's involved by even thinking of a plan like this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The second emotion I felt was anger. Anger because it's not enough for them to exploit our culture and make all the money off of it.
Mhm.
Because let's keep it real, the industry has never been favorable towards the artist. Never.
Never.
But they're going to go beyond the artist to get the artist to influence and lure in the consumer, which they knew at the time were mainly minorities.
Yep.
In other words, keep promoting gangsta rap so that the youngsters will be influenced by them, which in turn will incite them to want to act like them. And it's a very good chance they'll end up in their prison.
Yeah.
So they're getting paid twice. They're getting paid from the artists they signing, and then they're getting paid from the people that these artists influence that goes to prison trying to be like these artists.
Yeah.
So they making a killing.
A killing.
They're using the music business to promote their private prison business.
My man is right there talking that right. 1988, a man named Tom Beasley, man. That's the co-founder of the corrections for Corporation of America. It's the CCA. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French. I'm reading this thing right there real quick. It's the CCA. So in 1988, he founded that, and this is in straight concert with the same thing. So it's like the music business. You do what you do on your side, And
Right.
over here with the correction facilities, we're gonna do on this side because in 1970 there was 500 prisons. You know what I'm saying? Only 500 prisons in the United States. To this day, there's 1,700 prisons right now. That means big business. I'm
1700,
talking
and
about
this
that
is
done
old.
flippled over. You know what I'm saying? If flippled over is a word,
You
because they're making a lot of money off of these things per inmate. You know what I'm saying? So getting with this, with the same thing of the music, it all went hand in hand, and we just partying at the same time.
So us as the artists is the tool they use.
Yeah.
The music is the bait,
Yep.
and the young consumers are the prey. It's a cold game.
Now he said, the tool is the artist, the music is the bait, and the consumer is who they lure in. So think about this, because this wasn't covered. Think about the up and coming artists who they know they're not gonna sign. They know this. They know they're not gonna sign. But their whole job is to see, okay, this because what you're doing when you're trying to get a record deal, you're proving to these people, this is what I do. This is how I really live. So you might go the extra mile to show them this is what I'm doing, to be noticed by the quote unquote public. In getting noticed by the public and the record labels, who end up, they are hand in hand with the police department, or the AKA the feds. What they do, they turn your name in, or if you're not on the radar, they recommend, hey, check this person out. They are buzzing in their community. For one, they're detrimental. Because if you're not so detrimental that you could bring them some money and bring in hella destruction, they won't sign you, but they'll put them people on you. They won't sign you, but they'll put them people on you. Who is them people? The DEA, the FBI, the task force. So one of the hidden traps of rap is you do all this to get in, to go and impress a record label, and the record label is in cahoots with the same people that's locking you up. Everybody hollering about, man, I don't rock with 12. Let me fill y'all in on something. When you sign a record deal, you've made a deal with 12 or 5-0, as they used to say, or the police, because the police are directly connected to the labels. You don't believe me? Go back and look at in the 90s, Death Row had police working for them. Bad Boy had police working for them. Do you think that's a coincidence? Not at all. And what they do now, they even have back early on, they used to tell you about the hip hop police. Getting a deal, you're putting yourself on radar for the police, or once you're on the cups, or once you're on the radar of the record labels, you're on the radar of the police. Let me say that again. Street artists who are on the radar of the record labels, you're also on the radar of the police. And they might know they're not going to sign you because they know they're going to have their people come pick you up. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. So what you've did, you've lived this lifestyle in hopes of getting a record deal, and really it's going to land you in prison. This is not a laughing matter. This is real. The hidden trap of the rap. What people gotta understand is, yeah, okay, I can rap. I could do this, I could do that. Entertainment is meant to captivate the mind. But now they brought forth in entertainment, they brought forth what's called reality TV. So the outsiders don't know that the people on the inside are faking it. So the outsiders are coming with a sense of proving that they real. You don't believe me? I'm from Tennessee. A Tennessee rapper just recently got out of the penitentiary. Finesse 2 Times. Finesse 2 Times was proving that he was a real one, a stand-up individual. In proving that he was a stand-up individual and a real one, Finesse didn't care nothing about going to jail. So that landed Finesse 2 times in the feds. Not picking on Finesse 2 times, I'm just stating obvious. What people have to understand, especially you young artists, trying to get a record deal when you live in the street life, when you trying to prove and you trying to show your quote unquote loyal fans that you ain't going, will get you penitentiary time or a graveyard tombstone. What people have to understand, go back and really look at it. A lot of up and coming artists who was on the verge of getting a record deal after meeting with the labels and not, okay, this is what's going to be the kicker. After you meet with the label and they don't give you the deal or you turn down the deal, don't be surprised if them people show up. If you meet with a major record label, I want y'all to think about this. If you meet with a major record label and you refuse the deal that they put on the table, don't be surprised if not long in the near future, you get a knock by the DEA, the ATF, or the FEDs. This ain't nothing to play with. So what you're doing in living this street lifestyle, you're putting yourself on radar for the very people you say you don't like. You're keeping them employed. And once you promote the hatred of your own people, because let's be honest, rappers hate other rappers of their own nationality. This ain't no picking on nobody. This is facts. Most rappers beef with their own kind. They could get screwed out of all kind of deals. And the main problem is the other dude that's trying to get a deal or the direct competition. I'm going to speak on this. I wasn't going to do it on here, but I'm going to speak on it on here. Trey the Truth. Let me show you how they use you. Trey the Truth has been known for the last at least 2 or 3 years for being a community activist. Trey the Truth brother had a problem with Zero, to be honest. And Trey the Truth let his brothers misunderstanding with Zero cost him his community credibility. How are you a active member of advocating for your people when you can't even get your brother to let a 10-year-old beef go? Trey the Truth, that's my answer. That's my question to you. For those who rock with Trey the Truth, what happened? I don't know him personally, but that wasn't right. And it's been confirmed that Trey jumped on Zero as well. The video is out. The video is out that Trey jumped on Zero. Trey, you supposed to be a leader, but you followed your brother. I'm going to put it out there. Trey, the truth, was supposed to be a leader, but he followed his brother. That's just one. This is just an example on how they use these record labels and this industry use us against each other. Now, back to this. Plenty record labels. And I don't want to call no names because I know them personally. But look at the record labels who have fallen or failed in your city, wherever you may be, due to being so real. And the ultimate goal of all record labels is to get to the next level. What's the next level, you might ask? The next level is getting a record deal or a distribution deal. And once you're on the radar for that distribution deal or that record deal, you're on the radar of the feds or the ATF, the FBI, or whatever you want to call them. And what that does is they might give you a deal. Turn that deal down if you hot enough and you really in them streets. Now you got dudes who are in this industry and they know, think about it. The industry, the rap industry, we talking about rap. The rap industry is full of street cats, full of them. And everywhere, all across at least America, everywhere you go, you got real street cats all in trying to get in music. But they still in them streets. Look at Young Thug, YSL. Not picking on them, just stating facts. Look at YFN Lucci. These guys appear, because I know I'm very careful with the assumption, they appear to be millionaires, but they warn with each other. 2 millionaires with major influence over the culture, but they can't seem to be able to have a conversation to where they want to not hurt one another and want to kill each other. And yet, we as a community want to holler, free them. Free YSL, free Thugger, free Gunna, free Lucci. That's what we want to holler. Man, let me tell you something. The destruction of a people needs to be accounted for. If they was really out there living that life, they need those consequences to wake up. Finesse 2 times told some children. Finesse 2 times said, hey man, I really live this life. They said, well, what made you change, Finesse? Finesse said when they were finna give me 30 years. Finesse also admitted to having mental issues. But when he heard 30 years, even with the mental issues, something rung a bell in Finesse 2 times head. He said 30. He might have had to sit for, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think he said 5. Finesse 2 times realized what time it was. So now, don't be so real to where you want to be like Honeycomb Brazy or Finesse 2 times and go to jail and serve this time. Look at, I'm going to use this as an example. 1017. You got former 1017 artist Rollo in the penitentiary. 1017 artist Pooh Shiesty in the penitentiary. And y'all think this all a coincidence? Don't do what them folks tell you to do. NBA Youngboy, one of the biggest rappers, or if not the biggest rapper in the world at this present time. Not too long ago, had to go serve some time or deal with the correctional facility or the corporation of correction in some form or fashion. Y'all think this a game, huh? I know a guy, and I won't say his name out of respect for his family. Guy just locked up that I don't know him like that, but I do know him. On the verge of getting over the hump for that record deal. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I know another dude on his way where he's currently awaiting trial or awaiting his charges in the feds. Super talented young man. But he had to be in them streets to prove to the public and the record labels, I'm real. I'm going to see if I can play this Finesse 2-time clip. Because for those, these videos are made for the real ones who going to really listen. I'm going to see if I can find Finesse talking about what he went through in jail. Because this is real. We can listen to his music, but don't nobody want to listen to what Finesse had to say when he was talking to them people about going his time in jail. This real. Yeah. We can hear him speak on, man, Finesse talking to Moneybagg Yo. Now let's hear Finesse talk that real to these children.
Man, you playing Russian roulette. Playing Russian roulette, man. And I ain't playing about that fentanyl in the field. Everybody I seen come to the field. I just left, like I just said. Everybody I seen come to the field with fentanyl had 15 or better, bro. And they gonna make you do it. That's one thing about the field. They gonna make you do that time.
Hold up, y'all hear what Finesse said? Finesse said everybody he know in them feds who dealing with that fentanyl got 15 or better. So this just ain't me talking. Listen to what Finesse telling the youth.
You gonna do it. I don't care how you do it. Stressing, on suicide watch, whatever, you gonna do it. You gonna do it every day of it. Like, this ain't it, bro. Y'all should have got me in my body. Y'all don't even know it, bro. This with me right here. I ain't had nobody talk to me, though. There's a difference between me and y'all. I ain't get this. Yo, God and them didn't come in the juvenile. You tend to talk to us like, it probably would have changed my mind. Like, I'm just saying, though, for real, though. Like, them folks didn't come talk to us. I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? I just did mine. Like, I ain't never had no, my stepdad used to ride with me. Everybody who I looked up to, they were with what I was with. So I ain't had no guidance, bro. Like, this a blessing just for y'all, just to be able to have me in front of y'all, telling y'all where I come from. But y'all know, like y'all know, y'all watch the internet, y'all know where they come from. But I'm ready today to tell y'all, I rap about what I did in the past. Like, I ain't even on it no more. I don't nothing but some money, raise my kids, take care of my family, bro, and prosper, bro, because I'm 30 now. And y'all got a long time, y'all got a chance to actually grow. Like, and I know it's hard. Bro, but let me tell you something. I was facing 30 years, right? They had me on a lot of batteries. I had me on some first degree batteries for shooting people. I had 2 different sets of charges. One in one city, one in another city. Shootings, all shootings. I was facing 30 years, I was facing 20 years in the state, 10 in the feds. The whole time I was in jail, you know, I was telling myself, because I was facing so much time, you know, I was telling myself, man, I don't give a fuck if I got to go out there and work me a McDonald's job. I ain't never come back to this shit. I ain't never go through this again. Sometimes, bro, we just got to put out.
Y'all heard what he said. He said while he was in there, he said he don't care if he got to go work work at McDonald's. He never want to go back. Check him out.
Pride to the side, bro. And I know it's hard. Like, you want to be on the book, you want to turn up, you want. Yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? They want to turn up. Like, they ain't trying to be working no McDonald's job. I ain't feeling. They ain't getting no likes out there. Like, but at the same time, bro, it'll pay out one day, bro. It'll pay out one day, bro. Like, just stay down. Shit, work yourself from an employee, from a cook to a supervisor, from a supervisor to a manager. Then shit, you might own it, bro. You go hard enough, you really want it. But you gotta want it. You gotta want it, bro. I want it. I wanted it, like, and I still want it. And when I get some more, I want some more. But I want to be free. If you ain't free, you can't do nothing.
Free.
You can't do nothing. If you ain't got your life or your freedom, you ain't got nothing, bro. You ain't got nothing. Look, bro, just look at y'all. I was just in the same position, so I ain't judging y'all. But look, bro, they can't do nothing but this. Jacking off, shower, niggas using their day shit. I'm straight on that. I swear to God, I get it. This ain't it, bro. This ain't it, bro. That's what you want to do.
I love my little brother, real.
Since you been in here?
2019, I see my little brother die. My finger.
You're traumatized, bro. It's different. I get it. I understand, bro. I understand, but in your heart, like, you got to do it for your brother.
You know what I've been doing? It feels like, all right, it's hard because you feel like I ain't even from Alabama.
Right.
I was Chicago at the time.
Right.
So you feel it's hard. And put your skin, your brother died. Like, you can't sleep at night, think about it.
It's hard, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something else I learned. This bead, though, I ain't gonna lie. Out of all my beads I done, did 4 beads. Out of all my beads, this was the last bead I just did. That was the only time I ended up getting spiritual. I ended up actually going to God and asking God to help me, bro. Like, when I ain't had nobody, like, everybody left me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought the news was saying I got this much time. Whole time I ain't even had that much time, so everybody left. You know, everybody gonna believe Facebook, they gonna believe the news, but you know, we be knowing what's really going on with our case. But everybody left, so it was just me. I ain't had nobody to talk to, I ain't had nobody to call, I ain't had nobody to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, now I'm in the shoe. I wear it, and they probably call it the hole here, but I'm in the hole. I ain't got nobody to talk to. So I just went to God, and for some reason, bro, I felt different. After, but I started asking. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask, like, you gotta ask God literally, like, guide me, like, just help me, give me the right things to say, give me the right things to do. And you can't let nobody around you, the officer, you can't let none of that shit dictate how you move or how you feel. Nobody, nothing. Gonna get out of it. Gonna get out of this shit. Whether you gotta do some time behind it, because what's done is done, we can't change it. Whether you gotta do some time behind it.
Finesse said something key. He said he talked to God or the Most High. But this is the thing. Play with the Most High if you want to. I hope Finesse ain't playing, because if he think he did them 5, if he gonna play with the Most High, he got a whole another rude awakening. Y'all listen to what he said.
You gonna get out of it. And shit, this time you just gotta bounce back from it. I bounce back. I've been blessed, but like I said, I got blessed from praying, just asking, just guide me. My man did my whole video. Like, I had some, you know what I'm saying? You know, we in jail, so it's gonna be like that. But at the same time, majority of the time, I had a smooth beard. Cause I was tired. I'm tired, bro. I'm 30. I'm tired. I'm tired of this, bro. Look. A lot of these folks ain't never seen it like my little brother. That's what we take a shower in every day. We used to take a shower in. Then my big brother, he did 10. You see what I'm saying? That's what we take a shower in. And get what? In the feds and in the states, shit, you gotta have 3-4 niggas while you gotta take a shower with a knife. I take a shower with a knife, ain't no telling when it's gonna pop out who mad at you, who don't like you. In the feds, in the state, it get real. Y'all know, y'all got uncles and brothers. And I'm sure y'all know what's going on. I ain't telling y'all nothing y'all don't know. But I'm just here to tell y'all that it's real. Like, it's real, bro. You would die. I say nigga die in jail, bro. You would die. I say nigga on the stairs. Man, this is how I'm going out and die. and died in jail. And folk kill me in jail. That's what he's saying. Poked up, he hit. This ain't it, bro. And then that's what I learned. We get mad at them. They just doing their job here. They just doing, they get paid to do here. Bitch ass nigga locking her down. You just doing your job. You hear me? Like,
check this out. Finesse said people want to get mad at the people for doing their job. Change your occupation if you don't want to be locked up. Change your way of thinking if you don't want to get locked up. If you tired, like Finesse just told them young man, he was tired. If you really tired, you'll put that foolishness behind you. If you want to be an entertainer, entertain. But don't do it for real. Because if you out there living that life and you really out here talking about what you really living and you about that, then they got somewhere for you. Why you think, oh man, I'm just finna get this big record deal and I'm finna do like Moneybagg and I'm finna do like Drake? Come in. Turn down that deal and you really in them streets. They gonna put them people on you. And them people gonna come see you. Then you gonna have to work for them behind that wall. Guess y'all don't want to talk about it, man. I'm speaking on this because we have a hidden trap of rap. These record labels are sending the people after these up-and-coming artists. These up-and-coming artists, like I played in the earlier clip with Crazy Bone, all they want to promote, or they are being encouraged to promote, is foolishness. Look at Young Boy. Done beef with darn near every rapper in the game. And he's well respected. The detriment of our mind could cost you your life. The detriment. What are you promoting? Who are you trying to impress? The hidden trap of rap. When you gonna get tired? Like Finesse. Don't get caught up in the music that it costs you your life. You don't have to be so real that you're real to a fault. Be real enough to say, man, I don't want to go to jail. This ain't for me. Man, y'all share this. Anybody who watching this, go back and look at it and go back and share it. Or if you got any questions, I'm going to take 2 minutes. If somebody call in with the 2 minutes, within 2 minutes, y'all see the number on the screen. I'll tap in and we could talk about the hidden trap of rap, how they lure these artists who are trying to get deals to the penitentiary. They lure the consumer to the penitentiary. And the music is nothing but debate. They don't care whether they sign you or not. If they can use you as a tool, you will be used. The hidden trap of rap, you can call this number, 404-902-1853. If you want to make a comment on it, hit them comments, but share this. Everybody who watching, share this. Text it to somebody in your phone. This message needs to be out because we have too many up-and-coming rap artists who are trying to be so real that they lose their life either to the graveyard or to the prison system. Nobody ain't really talking about it. So I had to bring it up, especially for people in my community, in my city. And not just my city, but cities abroad. Don't be a statistic. Don't be a scapegoat just to get some money. Man, I thank y'all for who tuned in. Again, share this to the people. This is the Deprogram Show. I'm RMJR. Like, share, and subscribe on all platforms, especially YouTube. But we're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. Tap in. The Deprogram Show. The Deprogram Show. You see the logo in the corner right there. The Deprogram Show. Hey man, tap in, man. Don't let these people trick you out of your life just to get their approval. Again, I'm gonna say this again before I get off here. Subscribe to the channel on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Don't let these people trick you out your life to get their approval. And we gone.